The conversations on site, SK Vibemaker DJ Illness.
But once again,
we are here. Yeah, we're here, man. We're here, man. I feel like this week we have seen the release of a great album. I'm going to tell you before we even get into our hot takes and we get into our deeper review. Maybe I shouldn't even give you a hint, man. Let's get into this hot takes, man. What are we talking about? Bashy's album, Being Poor.
It's expensive.
Being Poor is expensive. Bashy.
Being Poor is expensive.
Man came out of the woodwork, recording artist. Last album was 2009. You know what I'm saying? Around 2009. Now it's 2024. Okay. He's come out with his second album. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Let's get these hot takes off, Illness.
Okay. Best production, go.
To be honest, you know, this, I'm not even meaning to cheat. The whole album is a production masterpiece. No, the whole album is a production masterpiece. It's crazy. I couldn't even pick one. It's a whole production masterpiece. Yes, it's a production masterpiece. I like it from front to back, man. What about you?
Okay, so the track that I forced myself to pick, because these are hot takes and you're supposed to pick one, was the track entitled Blessed, featuring Scraps and Highly from Western. I picked that track because it's produced by Toddler T and Bashy Bashy actually helped produce the record, or co-produced the record, and it features a sample that is so sentimental to me. It is so sentimental to me. Crazy Love by MJ Cole featuring Elizabeth Troy, one of the best vocal performances of the 90s. That Elizabeth Troy vocal is sensational. So he'd won before they'd even started rapping. He'd won. He just won. Do you get what I'm saying? So that is my favorite production. Favorite lyric. You must have one of these.
Again, this is a lyrical masterpiece along with being a production masterpiece, but I'm just going to pluck one out because there's so many. And this is no shade to any other albums that we've even reviewed. I want to say on this album, there's so many. But the lyric I'm going to pick for this one here, favorite lyric, what's the meaning of life? Get rich or die trying, or live meaty and die. That's on the title track of the album. You know what I'm saying? And Being Poor is expensive. Yeah.
Okay.
What's your favorite lyric?
So I've got two. I'm trying to pick. All right. Do you want me to just give you them?
Line them up, man.
On a track called Earth Strong. Yeah. Listen, I'm really holding back. On a track called Earth Strong, Bashy said, he had like, I'm not going to give you the whole because it's like a 8 to 16, yeah? But he was talking about making money and he used money as cake, yeah? And he had a whole cake rhyme scheme. And then after the cake rhyme scheme, he's talking about money, he was like, yeah, the grass is greener, but it's hiding more snakes. So he's talking about once you make the money, yeah, the grass is greener, but it's hiding more snakes. And he said in the form of fake love and some fake handshakes. And I was like, you know what? At this point here, the whole song needs to start over again. We're going back to the beginning. So
to be honest, you know what, Illness? Yeah. Earth Strong is the lyrical masterpiece of the album. Like amongst many lyrical masterpieces, Earth Strong is a lyrical masterpiece, bro.
Brother, let's just get these hot takes out of the way so we can talk, please. All right, cool. Replay value. High
replay value. High like the moon and the stars and the solar system, bro. High. On the, you know what I'm saying? Buzzing, caked, loud.
Let me tell you this now. Admittedly that I knew we were reviewing this album. Yeah, I knew we were reviewing this album. So this weekend I had so much going on, I didn't have time to listen to the album. I put the album on yesterday and I let it run 3 times. Like there was reloads in there, but I let the album run 3 times. What more of a compliment to the album can I give than that? And I enjoyed it. How about that?
So that moves us on to skips or reloads, man. How many skips or reloads is there for you?
Listen, forget skips and reloads, yeah? Forget the singles, forget the bits that have been released off of the album, forget it all. Press play at the beginning and let the album finish. Done. Just let the whole thing run, because that's what this is. That's what this body of work is. Describe the album in a word or phrase. Summary.
I think you know where we're going, man. The album in one phrase or like comment is masterpiece. This is a masterpiece. What about you?
So my 2 words are homecoming conversation. Yeah? I say homecoming because, like, look, man, this is our chance to celebrate Bashy. Like this is an opportunity to celebrate Bashy. At the end of the day, Bashy is, I can't even, like, what Bashy has done. Like, people will celebrate gigs for going over to America and working with the top level of people. Yeah. Bashy is from the community of grime. Bashy is from Northwest London. Bashy is one of the mandem, and he is out here, and not even he's been out here on an international scale in Hollywood doing massive things. And I don't know if we are given the chance to celebrate him like that, because he's doing massive things. So this is his homecoming. We're celebrating Bashy. And more to the point, the reason why I say conversation is because the brain food in this project is mad. It's like my man went over to the mountain.
This is hot takes, you know?
Yeah, I know. But it's like my man went over to the mountain. Yeah, I know. My man went over to the mountain and he came back with all the codes. He came back with the mindset. He came back with the mentality. And he sat man down with this album and said, man, them gather round. This is what's up. And it's gold, bro. This album is gold.
So now that we got the hot takes and the quick comments out of the way, you know what I'm saying? This is, you know what I'm saying, the album from Bashy, Being Poor is Expensive. If you know Bashy, man, in his early days, he was definitely immersed in grime. He was part of East Connection, a grime collective on a pirate radio station called Deja Vu. He had a mixtape called Your Mum in 2007. He had Chopper Chops mixtape around them times. Then he had the album Catch Me If You Can, which came out in 2009. Bish Bash Bosh. Don't you know? All of them kind of things people might have known Bashy for the early days. Then he went off into his acting bag. You know what I'm saying? People might know the singles that he had as well. Kiddo to Adulthood, Prying, Black Boys. But then, like we said, he went off into acting. He was in TV shows like 24. He was in like Adulthood as well. He was in
The Night of
4321.
The Night of, what's the Jordan Peele show? Is it Them? I think it's called, or something like that.
I don't know if Jordan Peele was Them, but yeah, he was in that TV show which was on Amazon, which was very good. He was in Top Boy as well. Do you know what I'm saying? He was in Shank. So let's just, put some respect on the fact that the guy went from music and respected in the music thing with a legacy, went into this acting world, went across the Atlantic, and now he comes out with his album 15 years later. And I want to say from the TOP as well, an improved MC. Being Poor is Expensive. You know what I'm saying? An improved artist, an artist that was respected before, but come back, like you said, with the codes. If there was any expectation, I want to say personally for this album from Bashy, like before the album was announced, if someone just said like, oh yeah, Bashy gonna come with a new album, I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to it. When I started to listen to the singles, I was like, okay, I'm here awaiting this album. What was your personal expectations for this album, Ills?
Personal expectations, like, do you know what it is? Like, obviously, we've both know Bashy and been around Bashy for many, many years. And I think that in the years that we've Bashy's been around, the level, the expectation, like the ability level has changed. Like, he even referenced it on one track, forget the name, it eludes me right now, when he was like, I've gone from like the Bashy thing, like, or whatever.
Sticky. That was Sticky.
Okay.
That was the GRM freestyle that definitely samples Triplets 2 by Sticky.
Yeah, so it's gone from, like, it went from that level to the deeper level to, and I'm talking about lyrically and things. And Bashy's always been at the top level. Like, he might not be your favorite or somebody else's favorite, but he's always been next to the best, and he's always been around the best. So I say,
do you mean next to the best in proximity or skill set? Let's specify.
In both. I'd say in both.
Respectfully, I know Bashy, we know Bashy, like, Bashy wasn't in the elite artists like your Rex 32s and your Kanos. In proximity, like space-wise, but not in ability. I just have to be honest. I don't think he was.
Okay. I don't.
Do you think he was?
Okay, so if we're going to do this, name me the song that Bashy went on where he got murdered. Oh wait,
it's not about that. It's not about.
But that's what I'm talking about.
It's not about whether you got murdered on the track.
I'm making a point. Can I make my point, please? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, innit? So what I'm saying is that is my expectation of Bashy. Like, I've always had that expectation of Bashy, and I vividly remember, like, we was in a nightclub in like Bournemouth randomly, and I popped up, and Bashy's popped up, and I'm like, bruv, what one? Like this. maybe like 2014, 2013 time, something around, it's a long time ago. And it's like, bro, I'm coming. And when I drop, I'm dropping. And I was like, all right. And we had a conversation. Woo, 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 woo. Then obviously the acting thing went mad. It went fever pitch. I've not seen Bashy in years. I've turned on the night of and I'm like, oh, shiznit. Brother, if I had his number, I'd have been like, bruh, like what? But anyway, so, and all of this has gone on. So I'm saying all of this long story to say that my expectation of Bashy is if he says he's dropping something, yeah, it's going to be levels. That is my expectation. Like, I just know he's not, and I don't think that Bashy can be around the people that he's around, like the Kanos, the Gets, like the proper artists, the MCs. I don't think he'd be around them, take this long break and come back on some poppy show thing. I just don't think it is possible.
But I think what's to note is that it is the improvement, and I feel like the improvement is so much that there's been even comparisons, like Lauryn Hill of the Fugees released one album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, in 1998 when she was 23 years old. She had many, many, many years, and maybe even still now could release an album, but maybe she's not in the prime and the peak of when people was ready to receive that from her. So just a couple of years after she released The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, she could have released another album, but she released one classic album and it was like a mic drop. Being Poor is Expensive by Bashy is similar in my opinion. This could be his mic drop. He doesn't even need to release another album. This, I don't want to say instant classic because I don't think I believe in an instant classic because there's many other things that constitute to it being a classic. But from what I'm hearing, wow, the artistry. Listen.
I want to say this, yeah.
This is his mic drop, man.
There is so much value in this album. If you're a fully grown man, you can listen to this album and if you're from anything, not just from nothing, if you're from anything, you're going to relate. If you're on your come up, you might not necessarily know Bashy like we do, but this is for you. Like, there is so much value in this album. So instant classic is not something that we're ever going to table, but this album, if you are fortunate enough to get your ears on it, it's brain food, man. It's brain food.
What do you mean fortunate enough to get their ears on it?
Say that.
Music is so accessible these days. There's a lot of music. There's a lot to choose from. Yeah, but listen, just go on your Spotify today and thank us later, yeah? Go on your Spotify, your Apple Music, your Amazon Music, your YouTube Music, however you get your music, and listen to this album and thank us later. I think it's as simple as that.
That is my point. I think, listen, I want to say something I just want to add. I honestly feel like listening to this project, Bashy, wherever he was, whatever he was doing, was listening to what was going on in the UK, and I'll be real, was laughing. That's what I think. I think he's laughing. He's like, nah.
Well, a great artist goes against the grain and does their thing, man. I want to talk about some of the production on this album as well. Salute to Toddler T, who produced the whole album and co-produced some of the songs. Produced the whole album. Toddler T production. Salute to him, man. We spoke recently, but yeah, I mean, like, when it comes to the title track of the album, Being Poor is Expensive, it samples Dennis Brown, Let Me Down Easy. When it comes to Bless, featuring Scraps and Hailey, it samples MJ Cole, Crazy Love. When it comes to Sticky, the collaboration with GRM, which looked like it was meant to be a freestyle or whatever. Hold on. Like, that samples Stickies, Triplets 2. There are some serious samples on it. What's the one that you want to mention, Ills?
I'm trying to find the name. It's the track before. I'm trying to find the track list. It's the track before Blessed. What's that track called?
On the Rise,
yeah.
Blessed.
He sampled a track, I think it's called Seven Hills, yeah? Or produced by Seven Hills. It's a UK garage classic that samples an old 90s R&B song. Bro, when that sample came in, yeah, towards the end of the track, bro, I lost my... I said to myself, he's gone mad. He's gone mad. He's done it. Like, he's smashed it. Because he's taken, like, the sounds that were heavily influential when we were on the rise, when this whole thing was low key, like, when people were happy to go to the pirate radio station and go home. Nobody weren't thinking about the globe. That was what it was, and that was all that we knew. He's taken the sounds from them, polished them up, and has gone absolutely bananas with them. And I was just there like, the lyricism on this album is high.
12 tracks on the album as well. 12 tracks, short and sweet. Only like the features were Scraps, Highly, and Rosie's Gabor. It didn't need features. Finish your thing. Sorry.
Can I finish? Like, so the lyricism is high. I think lyricism sits a lot of the rappers that are out now. I know it's not a competition, but it's rap, so of course it's a competition. The lyricism on this album sits a lot of people down. The content, the brain food, the mindset sits a lot, like it educates everybody. And the production,
You said six man down
Yeah, yes, it's a teaching. It's a teaching. It sits people down and shows them the level
in the classroom.
But the production took me back to what I would call the golden era. It was like, bash, wow. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's like, maybe from where I come from and what I've been exposed to, I'll feel like that. But even if these are new records that you've never heard before in your life, yeah, this is mad. This is mad. This is mad. So yeah, man, I know we're not doing scores, but this is, I don't think it's possible for Bashy to make a better album than this at this stage in his career. Like, there was nothing more for him to do. He done everything on this. Crazy.
I think we've stated a few times that this album is definitely a lyrical masterpiece, a lyrical showpiece. Do you know what I'm saying? We're going to put the lyrics up on the screen. I'm going to try and tell you as best as I can because I ain't a rapper, but Earth Strong, we both agree on that part of the song that you was talking about earlier. And I just want to talk about a little bit of it, man. Less is more, so I keep less men around me. But the ones I do, 30. Proofs in the pudding. No, they won't desert me. When it gets sticky, stand firmly, never crumble, never break. And when it's for the love and the money, that's the icing on the cake. From hundreds of thousands to $1 million cake.
Yeah, there
that's
you go.
What I call chefing. That's how I bake.
Yeah.
Madness.
The next part of that is the bit that I talk about with the grass and the snakes. Yeah. Listen, bro, like, I can't sing how like impressed, not even surprised. I'm impressed at the execution because, you know, it's one thing to have the talent, but it's the other thing to execute exactly what you want to execute. Do you know what I'm saying? Having the right production, having the right feeling, having the right everything. I just think this album is perfect, man. I think.
Let me get some more of my stuff off, man. Blessed. I love the chorus on this as well, man. They would love to see me stretch, you know, bank balance in the red, you know. I love it. On the Rise is a Northwest London storytelling, the tone of Bashy's voice, the beat changes. It's tough. He starts it off by talking about, I'm really from the ends. You know the reference. Made in Britain is a song about his grandparents. Why would I ever leave? He says, I've been paying tax since I was 17. Let me be. Love it, man. Made in Britain. How a black man lost their smile. Madness. I mean, it's all in the title. You know what I'm saying? This album, I couldn't tell you. I just feel like this is going to be one of my albums of the year already. Sticky was like a freestyle. And an essential add to the album as well, because you know, like Bashy's grime roots, East Connection, Deja Vu, Pirate Radio, the beginnings of his career, and this is over Sticky's Triplets 2, a very infamous, famous grime instrumental.
Garage.
Overall verdict, Garage as well, man. What's your overall verdict of the album, Illness?
Something I want to touch on, something that I've missed, my sound engineer ear picked up on, and I don't know if you picked up on it. But when he done certain tracks, did you notice that the microphone, there was no reverb?
It was raw.
It sounded like he was on Pirate Radio.
Yeah.
And I love that. I absolutely love that. No, I think I've already given my verdict, man. This is brilliant. Like, this is brilliant. Flawless. Concise. 12. I think it's 12 tracks. No fat, no filler. An introspective album, a diary, cultural, poetic, a story that really, an album that really kind of like exemplifies a young black man's journey in Britain. Like, there's got the Made in Britain track on the album. And I just want to say, like, again, I can't say it enough, a masterpiece. And this is a mic drop moment. I don't want to tell Bashy this what he needs to do. No one needs to tell him this, but he doesn't need to release another album. This album, like, it's concise, but there's so much layers to it. This has so much rewind material, so much references, so much culture. It's mad. Salute Bashy, man. Salute Ashley Thomas. Salute Ashley Thomas, the artist. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm clapping, man, because I'm done chatting nonsense.
A reference for many upcoming UK artists. You don't even need to be upcoming. It is what it is, man.